Hi, I'm Ansley Hughes. I'm in a band called Symphony, and we are based out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Born and raised there my entire life. My experience in high school started out to be a little bit more of a bumpy ride than I originally had thought about it. But I started high school. I'd actually always been kind of in the in crowd, if you will, I guess. I was kind of, just because I did cheerleading and student council and all that stuff, I was very much in that group. But I kind of always felt a little bit weird, like maybe it wasn't like a real connection that I had with these people, if that makes sense. But there was never really anything that was crazy that happened until my sophomore year of high school. And you know, I feel like a lot of people, the fact that we are humans and we all make mistakes, and these little mistakes that, I mean, I was 16 and it's just like something that happened just so long ago, and people will take any little thing that you do. If they're looking for something to hate you for, if they're looking for something to dislike you for, they will take anything and just completely explode it. And I think it's important to, you know that and know that people who are looking for those things to hate you for, it's like they're trying so hard to find a reason not to like you, because they like you, because they secretly, admire you for some reason or another. I don't know, I always sang. I was always on stage, so I think that might have been part of it. But anyway, so one little mistake that you make tends to sometimes be that bait that they need to just really take it and roll with it. And I mean, I had notes in my locker, people yelling, things, coughing things as I walked by, and that never happened to me before. I would come home crying to my mom, telling her I didn't want to go to school the next day and I wanted to leave and this and that. And one of the worst things I think that probably hurt my feelings the most is growing up, I always, I made like little Christmas CDs and like did little recordings and stuff and gave them to my friends and family. And one morning I woke up, I guess it was probably a Saturday or Sunday morning, because the day before had not been a school night. But I woke up and went outside, and my mom was outside picking up these things, because of course my mom was trying to hide it from me. But I went outside and there were like 10 of my CDs, my prized possessions that I had sang on and given to my friends and close friends and family, that were just crumbled and smashed all throughout my yard. And so I think that for me was kind of like a turning point. I was like, okay, why am I at school here? A lot of times you go to these schools, and a lot of times people don't have the opportunity like I did to go somewhere. But turns out the school really wasn't offering much to me. I was like, I'm not going to be a professional cheerleader, and none of those girls will, just so you know. Who really grows up and becomes a professional cheerleader or a professional student council leader or whatever? It's like, they eat it up while they have it. They milk it while they have it. But I had just switched schools, and I did theater, and I went to the weird school of Shreveport, the liberal arts school where everybody was weird and everybody had different color hair and everybody was into fencing and art. And so I went there, and for the first time I kind of felt, I felt like I was in the right place. And I know that it's hard, not everywhere has somewhere like that, but I just suggest, if I could give any advice, the people who bully you and the people who call you names, they themselves feel threatened by you in some way, because they wouldn't do it if they didn't feel somehow threatened by you. Whether they overheard a guy that they think is cute saying they think you're cute, or just the dumbest and tiniest little things. And it comes from, a very insecure place. So if that's happening, I say just keep your head up, and eventually, I mean, you're going to forget all about it, and it's going to all go away. I know it seems like a really big deal at the time, but here I am almost 10 years later, and I'm doing what I love. Had I not ever switched schools, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Had I not gotten myself away from that, I probably wouldn't have even really discovered my place on the earth. So, yeah, just keep trucking, and it'll all be okay.